My bedroom wall is counting down the days until I die. I never should have bought that antique wardrobe in the first place. It was about 3 a.m. when I found the carving. I'd been awoken by a strange noise, like the slow dragging of something heavy across my wooden floor. I assumed it was the neighbor's cat again. He liked to sneak in through the cat flap and walk across my room before jumping out the window. The only problem was I don't have a cat flap, and I live on the 27th floor. So it wasn't a cat. I sat up in bed and turned on the bedside lamp. My clock read 3:14 a.m. The digital numbers glowed an eerie blue against the darkness of my room. I stared at them, my eyes droopy and unfocused. Was it 3:14 or 3:15? What if the second hand had moved? No, it hadn't. It was definitely 3:14. Or was it? Suddenly I remembered the dreams. Dreams that I'd had almost every night since I moved into this apartment 3 months ago. Dreams of a man with a distorted face, screaming at me, counting down from 10, his voice echoing through an endless hallway. 10, 9, 8. Each number he called out represented another tick of the clock in my room, which was also counting down the days until I died. In the dream, I always tried to escape, but no matter where I hid, he would find me. And then he would start the countdown all over again, and I would wake up in a cold sweat, my heart pounding. I rubbed my eyes, trying to shake off the remnants of the dream. There was no way this could be real, right? But there was something else carved into the wall beside the clock. A series of lines etched into the plaster, much like the grooves of a vinyl record, and they were moving. I could feel it even though I knew it wasn't possible. The lines themselves weren't moving. It was the wall around them. The wall was breathing. It was very subtle. Just the faintest of movements, like the rise and fall of someone's chest as they breathed. And then I noticed the shadows cast by the lines. They were stretching and warping, taking on a life of their own. It looked as if some kind of creature was wriggling its way out of the wall, dragging the clock with it. Terror gripped me. This was the man from my dreams. I wanted to scream, but my throat was hoarse. All I could do was watch in petrified silence as the creature in the wall continued to writhe and twist. For a moment, the only sound was the relentless ticking of the clock. Then it started all over again, the creature moving faster now, slithering back and forth like a snake. The lines stretched taut and then snapped, breaking free of the wall. The clock ticked, the creature slithered, the lines moved. I didn't know how long I stood there paralyzed by fear, but eventually the movement slowed and finally stopped. The creature was gone. Only the lines remained. Then I noticed the clock. It wasn't showing the correct time. In fact, it wasn't showing anything. The screen was blank. What had seemed like a mundane digital clock was now a cryptic message. How long did I have left? There were 687 days until the end. I had less than 2 years to live. How could this be possible? Why hadn't this happened before I moved in? And why did the clock suddenly stop working when the creature escaped? Had it drained the power from the wall somehow? I felt sick. Every time I looked at the clock, the numbers seemed to mock me, taunting me with the knowledge of my impending doom. I couldn't focus on anything else. I couldn't work. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. All I could think about was the date etched into my wall, November 2024. That's when I would die. But why and how? I went back online to see if I could find out more about the wardrobe. Maybe there was a way to fix it, to somehow stop whatever it was that was going to kill me. But what I discovered only made things worse. The website told me that the wardrobe was likely made in the early 1900s. That meant it had been sitting in that antique shop for decades, patiently waiting for someone to buy it. It's waiting for me. It also told me that the wardrobe was crafted by a man named Thomas. His name is spelled with all capital letters, Thomas Blackwood. He was a well-known furniture maker who specialized in antique wardrobes. I wonder if he knew what he was making, if he put that curse on the wardrobe himself. But there was something else, something hidden within the text of the website. As I scrolled down, I saw it. A phrase that shouldn't have been there, a name that wasn't part of the original article. The author of the website had added it later. The author had written, "Be careful of what you wish for." Along with the name Esme, like my name was being whispered to me from beyond the grave. Who was Esme, and why did she need to be warned? She was the one who brought the wardrobe home. She was the one who set the countdown in motion. And then it hit me. I wasn't the first person to buy this wardrobe. I'd simply rescued it from the antique store, when really it was rescuing me. I was the one who needed to be warned. I don't want to sound crazy, but I can still feel it moving sometimes, like the wall breathes in time with my heartbeat. And whenever I look at the clock, I see 687 days. But sometimes I see something else. Sometimes, if I stare at the clock long enough, the numbers rearrange themselves, spelling out a single word. Help me. I haven't told anyone what I found in my bedroom. They would never believe me. I mean, who would believe a story like this? So I'm stuck with whatever this is, trapped inside my own home with the creature in the wall, counting down the days until I die. Sometimes I try to distract myself, to ignore the clock, but it's impossible. And now I can hear it ticking louder than ever, each tick sending shivers down my spine. 687 days. 686. I'm losing precious time. I have to do something. But what, I can't destroy the clock? That would release the creature. And I can't seal the wall back up. Whatever's trapped in there doesn't want to be trapped. But maybe there's something else I can do. Some way to stop the countdown, to save myself. I need to find Thomas Blackwood's descendants. If anyone knows how to fix this, it's them. But where do I even begin to look? And what if it's too late? What if the damage is already done, and I'm just wasting my time? I don't know what I'll do when the day comes, when the countdown reaches 0. I don't know if I'll be alive or dead. If I'll be trapped in this room or something worse. But one thing I do know, I won't be able to rest in peace. Because in my final moments, I will hear the last tick of the clock.